Alright, so after getting the panels out of glue up, I did go ahead and sand them. I only hit them with 60 grit just to get all the glue off, get them relatively flat. There's no rocks in the panels. So now we have to go into the actual making of our boxes. This is going to be a miter box type of frame for this cabinet or end tables. I haven't really thought about design too much. I really wish I could use SketchUp to kind of show you guys what I'm looking at, but this is heavily inspired by one of Four Eyes woodworking over on YouTube. I love how all of his boxes, or most of his projects, they're not squares. He typically goes with obtuse or acute angles, so essentially it makes lots of trapezoids. You typically have to make a jig over on your table saw, but I am blessed because these panels are not too wide that I still can cut them on my miter saw because I have the Makita 12-inch, and also because the Makita 12-inch is probably one of the bigger cut capacities on the miter saw, you can bevel it over to about 48 degrees. And to get a trapezoid, all you need is to cut angles that are slightly past square or slightly obtuse. So in this case, what I'm looking at doing, and I'll show you how far it bevels over on the miter saw in just a second. I'll probably feed that in right here. And then back over here, you guys will see the kind of angle and shape that we're going to get. It's not a really acute angle. This is about 96 degrees because 48 and 48 makes 96. And with the trapezoid, since these two sides are going to be the exact same length, and I want these two to be parallel, these two angles have to add up to 180. So 96, well, 48 and 48 makes 96. This bottom one has to be 42 and 42, which will make 84, which then makes 180 degrees. So both of those are able to be cut with my miter saw at the bevel. If these were wide, like a 6-inch panel, I could stand them up and then get a more acute trapezoid. But I probably could have actually cut these in half, stood them up. I think the miter saw can do like 6.5 inches standing up, which will give me a 13-inch wide panel, but then I have to do one more glue up. We're not doing that. So we're going to do what I can with that miter saw because it is able to bevel to a larger cut capacity versus, again, you know, a standard miter saw that can only bevel over to 45, maybe 46. That would give you not too much of a trapezoid. So it being able to go to 48, just one of the benefits of having the Makita. So I'm going to show you guys the my kind of artist rendition, a close-up of pretty much just what I have written here on my board. And then I'm going to show you guys the miter saw. Then we're going to get set up over there to cut all of our pieces. Alright, so I'm not a geometry specialist, but just like triangles, there's equilateral, isosceles, right angle, trapezoids. There's various types, but each one of them have their own set of rules. For the one that I wanted, which had the top and bottom being parallel and the two adjacent sides being the exact same length, the angles had to add up to 180 degrees, and also they had to add up to 360 altogether. So what I opted for was a 42 degree angle at the bottom and a 48 degree angle at the top, being the max angle that I can actually cut on my miter saw. So the next step is to get the angles dialed in and then set up to actually cut, which you guys will see me doing right here. So working with the material and panels that I've already glued up, I actually only have to make the nightstand or end table just a little bit smaller. I was planning to have like a 17-inch top, maybe 7-inch legs. I might have to go with 16 to make sure I have enough to get 2 end table tops or carcasses out of the panels that I have. But we're going to be pretty conservative and really careful because I think I have just enough material to get this done. So there's no miscuts or mistakes at this point. I have to get this right. We're looking at 16. I need to take both 16-inch panels from the 2 shorter glue ups, and then I'm going to try to get the 2 side pieces out of the remainder, and then use the longer portion of the longer glue up to try to get the bottoms. I should have enough material with how much the top shrinks after it being like a 7-inch drop. It should give me enough room to do that. Fingers crossed.
New world.
the rest of these pieces are getting cut at 42. Oop, yeah, flip it down. I will say, that is one thing the Capex does have over the Makita, is again, most of the time you're just dropping it over on 45 or 22 and a half, so you're just looking right there. But whenever you want to fine tune an actual angle, the Capex being able to just twist this knob to kind of micro adjust, it's really nice, because I mean, this saw head isn't light. It's trying to get that dialed in right while trying to tighten down this knob can be a little bit. But other than that, let's make these last cuts. Alright, so we have our stop set up. We can run but the 48-degree cut board onto the stop, square it up with the fence, and then make my cut. So now we have our pieces here. The last thing we have to do is actually figure out how long the bottom needs to be. We know that it's going to be 42 degrees, but what I want to do is get a length. And the easiest way for me to do that is to set up and miter fold these. Thankfully they were playing to the exact same thickness, and my workbench being flat, I line up the edges to make sure they're flush. Make sure that those are flush, and then you're gonna take a piece of tape. You want to press it down on that first piece, push and pull to get a little bit of tension, so when you actually fold up the miter, they close. Packing tape works better for this one, especially when you're actually going to do the actual glue up, but currently I only have blue tape, and this is just again a test for me to get a length. And now we have our parts to our functioning trapezoid. And I'm going to take measurements in a few different spots with the miters, again, closed up. Like right now they're open, so this measurement wouldn't do me any good. But taking my tape, pulling from end to end, we'll check here. With it tight, we're at 14 and a half. Check back here, 14 and a half. And 14 and a half seems to work. I probably should fold up the second one, but again, I cut everything with a stop block, so we're gonna go 14 and a half for my two bottom pieces, and they both on both ends need to be cut at 42 degrees. The saw is already set up for that, so let's cut two pieces at 14 and a half. Alright, now that we have all 4 pieces for the trapezoid cut, the next step is to go ahead and miter fold everything together and give it a test fit. And if everything fits together good, in the next video we'll go ahead and plow the dado so we can add the back panel and then go into our actual glue up. If you guys are enjoying this process, please let me know down below. Leave me a like, comment, and subscribe, and then I'll be seeing you guys in the next one. Peace. And if you guys are looking for more content, definitely check out one of these videos here. Either this playlist or this great video right over there. Peace.